Has India's clean fuel question reached your fuel tank? What exactly is being poured into your vehicle? Are you aware? Is it fuel or reform? Or a government policy your engine never signed up for? India is being told E20 is good for the country. Less crude import, cleaner emissions, more money for farmers, a stronger push towards energy independence. But here is the uncomfortable part. The country may benefit, the government may claim success, oil companies may call it transition. But if mileage falls, if rubber parts weaken, if an old vehicle needs repair, who pays? The minister, the oil company, the car maker, or the person standing at the petrol pump, which is you? Because for the government, E20 is a policy. For a car owner, it is a risk entering their fuel tank. And for millions of Indians, the real question is not whether ethanol is good or bad. The real question is simpler, much simpler. Was the consumer informed? Were you informed? Was the vehicle tested enough? Was the choice given? And if E20 is completely safe, why is the government now reportedly mulling a pure petrol option? Is India saving the planet or silently making car owners pay for the transition? Is E20 a clean fuel success story or a latest example of a policy that reaches the petrol pump before it reaches the public properly? If your car was designed for E10, why is E20 being put into it without you being asked? If there is no risk, why are experts talking about rubber parts, mileage loss and engine durability? And if E20 is completely safe, why, I ask again, the government reportedly considering a pure petrol option? Hello, you're watching No Cap with me, Megha Prasad. India's E20 fuel debate has moved beyond WhatsApp forwards. It is now about three things: your vehicle, your wallet, and your right to know. E20 means petrol blended with 20% ethanol. The government says this is a win for India. Less crude oil imports, lower emissions, more income for the farmers, better energy security, and all good goals. No rational person argues that India should remain permanently addicted to imported crude. But here is the uncomfortable question. Can a good goal justify a poorly explained rollout? Because for millions of Indians, this is not a climate policy. This is what goes into the scooter every morning. This is what powers their taxi, their office commute, their delivery job, their family car. And if that fuel reduces mileage, weakens parts of your vehicle or creates a repair anxiety, then the cost of national policy has quietly moved into the citizen's pocket. That is where the story begins. Not in a ministry, not in a lab. At a petrol pump where the consumer gets no real choice. Now look at the report that triggered fresh questions. An English newspaper has cited an unpublished ARAI study. ARAI is no roadside mechanic shop. It is one of India's key automotive testing bodies. According to the report, using E20 in the E10 compliant vehicles may cause deterioration in rubber parts of the fuel system. That is hoses, gaskets, seals, O-rings. These sounds like small parts until they actually start failing. Then they become workshop bills. The same reported study said E20 did not show adverse impact on metallic components and emissions remained within legal limits. That is important. But it is not enough. Because a vehicle is not just metal, a fuel system is not just an engine block. And a car owner is not only worried about emissions, he is worried about mileage, maintenance, warranty, resale value, and the small line on the service invoice that says part replacement required. Well, there is another finding. The reported ARAI study says fuel consumption with E20 rose by about 2 to 6% compared with E10. That sounds harmless in a press briefing. 2%, 6% is a small number. But India runs on small margins. A delivery worker counts every kilometer. A cab driver counts every litre. A middle-class family counts every monthly expense. If your vehicle consumes more fuel, your real cost rises, even if the petrol price on the board does not. That is not a technical detail. That is household economics. Then comes the engine durability question. The same report says BS4 engine performed acceptably with E20. But a BS6 turbocharged engine showed an issue after 265 hours of durability testing. Another testing involving two car makers found no issue for one after 400 hours, but a thermomechanical failure of an exhaust valve for another after cumulative testing of 809 hours. And that is exactly why the full data matters. Do not give citizens slogans, give them test conditions. Do not give them reassurances, give them model-wise compatibility. Do not say there is no difficulty. Show us which vehicles were tested, for how long, in what climatic conditions, at what mileage, with what engine type. Because India is not one car. India is a 12-year-old scooter in Kanpur, a turbocharged hatchback in Pune, a taxi in Delhi traffic, a bike in Assam humidity, a family car in Rajasthan heat, a delivery motorcycle running 150 kilometers a day. One fuel policy cannot pretend all these machines are identical. Now, the government stand. Petroleum Minister Hardeep Puri has rejected the panic around E20. He says there is no evidence of damage in E20 compatible vehicles. He says automakers and service providers have not reported any difficulty. Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari has challenged critics to identify a car that faced problems because of ethanol-blended petrol. The government also says ethanol blending has saved foreign exchange, reduced emissions and supported farmers. That argument deserves space. India does need cleaner fuel. India does need to reduce crude imports. India should support farmers, but the government must understand one thing. A policy does not become credible because a minister defends it loudly. It becomes credible when the consumer can verify it calmly. And right now, the consumer cannot. Where is the full ARAI report? Where is the list of E20 safe models? Where is the warranty clarification from every major manufacturer? Where is the warning for vehicles made for E10? Where is the mileage disclosure at the pump? Where is the choice? That is what we ask. Where is the choice that you should have? Because this is not how trust is built. This is how suspicion is manufactured. And now comes the twist. Report says that government is exploring whether ethanol-free petrol, or pure petrol as they call it, can be offered as an option. Oil marketing companies have reportedly been asked for suggestion. That one detail changes the entire conversation. If E20 is universal, why explore an alternative? If there is no public anxiety, why consider a choice? If every vehicle is fine, why reopen the fuel menu? The answer is obvious. India's vehicle fleet is messy. New cars may be E20 ready, older cars may not be. Some owners may accept a mileage hit, others may not. Some vehicles may tolerate the blend, others may need parts replaced. And that is why choice matters. Choice is not an anti-reform thing. Choice is reform with respect. A petrol pump that gives only one fuel tells the citizens to adjust. A petrol pump that gives options tells the citizens to decide. That is the difference between transition and compulsion. There is also a warning from the future. Oil marketing companies are reportedly cautious about expanding E85 after the poor response to E100. E100 is pure ethanol. Nearly 400 pilot outlets reportedly saw almost no demand. The rollout was scaled back sharply. Why? Because consumers were not ready. Vehicles were not ready at scale. The economics were not persuasive enough. And the infrastructure was thin. That is the lesson, fuel transition. And that is the lesson. Fuel transition cannot run ahead of vehicles. It cannot run ahead of warranties. It cannot run ahead of mechanics. It cannot run ahead of consumer confidence. A notification can change the fuel blend. It cannot change public trust. So what should the government do about E20 now? First, release the full test reports, not selective lines, not ministerial summaries, the full report. Second, put clear fuel blend labels at every petrol pump. Third, force every automaker to publish a simple compatibility list, not a legal jargon. A plain answer: can my car use E20 safely? Will mileage fall? Could rubber parts need replacement? Will warranty cover it? Fourth, give consumers a pure petrol or lower ethanol option where vehicles are not E20 ready. Fifth, stop calling every legitimate question misinformation, for heaven's sake. Because a citizen asking whether the fuel which is being dispensed in his vehicle is safe is not spreading panic. He is doing what a responsible citizen should do. He is asking for evidence. This is not a fight against ethanol. It is a fight against opacity. India should blend ethanol, but not confusion. India should reduce imports, but not consumer rights. India should support farmers, but not by transferring hidden costs to vehicle owners without disclosure. The government wants a cleaner fuel future. Fine, but clean fuel cannot come with dirty communication. E20 may well be part of India's future, but the future cannot be forced into an old engine without telling the owner what exactly may happen next. The petrol pump is not a laboratory. The citizen is not a test subject, and trust is not a renewable fuel. Once burnt, it does not come back easily. So the question tonight is simple. Is E20 a confident reform or a hurried rollout? Because if the engine is yours, the mileage is yours, and the repair bill is also yours, then the choice should also be yours too. Thanks for watching.